Good morning everybody and welcome to Betws-Y-Coed. It's the River Lugwy there. We're approaching Betws-Y-Coed from that way towards Capel Currig there. So let's go for a stroll down into the village. This road of course is the A5, the old Roman road. Starts at Marble Arch, the bottom of Edgware Road in London, and meanders its way up through the country to Holyhead. Lovely Welsh church again there, and I am in Betws-Y-Coed at the only time of year I'll come here, which is in the middle of winter. Because you come here spring, summer, early autumn, the place is absolutely packed. It's only got a population of around 500 people apparently. Flipping heck. That must increase by a significant amount during the tourist season. That's a decent chippy, but in my opinion the best fish and chip shops around here are in Llanrwst. Let's have a look down here. Look at that. Hey, what more could you want? Tell you what, if water could be sold like oil, Wales would be the richest country in the world. Absolutely fantastic, if I say so myself. And then the other side here is calmness. I believe there are public toilets here. Bit like the ones at Abergele and Penzarn Beach. It's a 50p job. 50p for a wee. We've just come down this road just to have a little look. Betws-Y-Coed is situated in what's called the Lugwy Valley. We were looking at the River Lugwy before. Here's another river. Various streams and rivers converge here. And of course you've got the River Conway coming up. And for any fans of dry stone walling out there, look at that. Very nice for the middle of winter. House up there for sale if you fancy it. It's for auction. This one here, I think. That's a nice building. Coming from that way, Capel Currig direction, gosh, it must have been quite a number of years ago now. I remember when my days when I used to play in a band, playing the... Look how absolutely crystal clear that water is. Hope you can see it on this. Yeah, like I was saying before I got distracted, Can I have that water? Yeah, when the days when I played in a group many years ago now, we played what's called the Dragon Rally, a motorcycle club rally. They do it around February, middle of winter. Absolute madness when we played there. I think the phrase that comes to mind is mud, sweat and beers. It was great fun though. I think when we were going there, the van, or our van that was full of gear, got stuck in the mud. A load of biker chaps helped us push it out, if memory serves, bless them. I think there's even film of us playing that rally somewhere on YouTube, or a little clip of us at least. I'm the fool that's doing the singing and playing the harmonica on it, if memory serves. Royal Oak. I'm debating actually whether to be cheeky and go in. The entrance is a bit early because apparently there's supposed to be a work of art there done by an artist called David Cox. He was a contemporary of Constable and Turner, and from the mid 1840s to the mid 1850s he kind of, maybe not founded, but was certainly the leading figure in a bit of an artists' colony that was based here then. It's early and I'm assuming people that are staying there will be up having their breakfast, so I think I might be a little bit too cheeky if I was to walk in and ask to look at a work of art. One of his paintings, A Welsh Funeral, one version of that painting, is on display at the Tate Gallery in London. There's another painting he did in the 1850s of the beach at Rhyl, and even in the 1850s you can see that Rhyl was already a fairly well developed seaside town, which is remarkable because it's a quarter of a century really before a place like Colwyn Bay had even been thought of, and already Rhyl's well on its way, within a few years of the North Wales Railway being constructed along the coast. And speaking of the North Wales Railway, that big complex over there is where Betws-Y-Coed railway station is, so we'll go and have a look at that now. The most popular area of Betws-Y-Coed. And by the way, all you lovely English people that come here, it's not Betws-Y-Coed, it's Betws-Y-Coed. So say the bet bit and then think of the word loose, maybe. So Betws, Betws-Y-Coed, Betws, sanctuary or chapel, Coed, wood. That's the way to Llanrwst, Llandudno Junction. Junction's about 15 or 16 miles away from here, north. That's carrying on up the Conway Valley to Blaenau Festiniog. Blaenau Festiniog. And I do believe that there is a train due.
Glad Conwy, Cyffordd Llandudno, Deganwy, a
I'm not much of a drinker these days, but years ago used to go on holiday when the kids were small to a place not far from Bournemouth, and that's when I first came across purple moose. I think all they had then was a bitter, so I might pop into that shop later and buy a bottle. My problem with all this real ale thing is that they come out with all these different beers, and I'm not keen on these light coloured flowery tasting beers. I'm old school. I like a good old traditional bitter. Looks like the platform carries on there, the station, but it's not used anymore. Ovs. And so here, apparently this railway bridge is famed amongst railway people because it crosses, or is the only railway bridge, pedestrian bridge in Great Britain that crosses 3 different gauges of railway track. And here comes the train. It's only about 10 minutes late, so that's not too bad, I suppose. Could be worse. From that up there you can see the traffic. That's the road back towards Llanrwst. So I assume you'll be able to cycle up or walk from Llanrwst on a nice cycle track, and then it'll bring you down that route there where you can see all the building work going on, over Sappers Bridge, and it'll bring you to here. And of course, living in Wales, if you are age over 60, you can apply for a Transport for Wales free travel pass. Sorry, my camera's jerking because I'm getting mine out of my pocket. And besides being able to travel on buses for free, you can also travel on the Conway Valley Railway line for free. There's mine, right there. Now that track there, the track there that's looking rusty, I've never seen that in use in all the years I've come here. If you know what it is or was for, feel free to let me know. This one here, kind of a little kiddies steam train. Catch it here, then it, if memory serves, it goes down there, it does a loop, it comes back, then up here, it then goes up there, does another loop, so it then comes back to where it started here, facing the right way. So it's kind of a convoluted figure of 8, if you like. Takes several minutes to do the journey. These carriages have been here for years. I'm not really sure what the intention is for these carriages. One would assume that there is a plan for them. That's nice, I like that sign. Let's have a feel of it. What's it? Yeah, that is an old cast metal sign. I think they are creating a cycle path all the way up the Conway Valley. And this is just another phase in that project. Well, all I have to say about that is, dear Conway Council, can you please give us a route from Colwyn Bay to the RSPBA Bird Sanctuary in the junction, where the cycle trail begins up the Conway Valley, so that we can cycle from Colwyn Bay to the Conway Valley via Mocktra without putting our lives at serious risk. That would be ever so kind of you. Thank you very much. Over a night. St. Michael's Church. Last time I was here, Duck, I remember being extremely impressed with the old stone font. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's how sad I am. Old stone fonts in churches impress me. Gosh, I'm struggling to read that. Back in the day, they used to lay them on top of the burial site, and they're called coffin stones, and that's what was used before gravestones became a thing. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's locked. Oh, that's a shame. Or did you at one point have to go to the railway museum and ask for the key? I do linger on these signs and posters and stuff so that you can freeze the video and then read them at your own leisure. There you go, I was right. You need to go to the railway museum to get the key to go in. Trouble is, I think it might be a bit early and the railway museum might not be open, but we'll go and have a look. Trouble with me this morning is I forgot to bring my glasses. Anyway, I was going to show you where the railway museum was, so at least we can do that. If nothing else, it's only there. Yes, that's an old piece of oak. Bet that's seen a few things over the years. I keep missing all these little signs and notices because I haven't got my glasses with me. Yeah, doesn't open till 10, so we're a bit early. Yeah, it's over 35 minutes before it opens, and I want to carry on having a little walk around. There is another nice church as you walk up the main drag of Betws-Y-Coed, but whether that'll be open as well, I do not know. There is a very good bus network fanning out from Betws-Y-Coed. Can take you to almost anywhere in North Wales really. Being on the A5 you can go west up towards Bangor, Carnarvon way, down the valley towards the coast. There's even a route, or there was a route, that took you through Llanrwst and then came into the back of Abergele. By the station here we have more public toilets, which is great. So let's have a look. For those of us of a certain age. Once again, 50p. 50p for a wee. That's just caught my eye. That beautiful looking church there. On this tower from this side, that is quite stunning to me anyway. Old school architecture. That round tower there, that door, to me they look like they're probably extremely old. Could be wrong, of course, I'm no expert, as you know. Wow. See that kind of semicircular tower there? And this bit here looks more modern. But that's a fantastic circular stained glass window. This part here is blocked off, so I can't go in. Looks quite modern on the inside here. Nice bit of parquet flooring there, so especially in an area like North Wales, churches are going to be the thing, but I'm always happy to have a look round a synagogue or a mosque or a temple if I'm allowed. Who knows, you never know, in the future may come across one. I actually used to work in a synagogue in London many years ago, kind of a handyman come cleaner. The synagogue near Marble Arch, which is further along the road that this church is on, the A5, Wattling Street. Well, it's not on the Edgware Road actually, the synagogue, but those of you who know what I'm talking about, well, you'll know what I'm talking about, won't ya? Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, the synagogue I worked in, beautiful building. The people that used to work, some lived there and attend the services there, really nice people. I got to know some members of the Jewish community when I was living in London. Lovely people. Another clock in Betws-Y-Coed that's wrong. Come on, Betws! Sort your clocks out. Betws-Y-Coed's main attraction was for its fishing. That seagull right there is a good 15-mile inland. I do wonder how far inland a seagull has been seen. Things that pop in your head, eh? Yeah, as you can see there, the weather's blowing in. And you may be able to hear the wind. because I'm not using a microphone. I've just been back to the Royal Oak. They've actually got workmen in. I couldn't find a member of staff to talk to. But I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll hang about. I might see if I can get a coffee somewhere. And then I'll give it a go. 10 AM. And if I can get a key to go into St Michael's Church. The only problem is it's a bit dark in there, if memory serves, and this being a bit of a cheap, poor man's phone I'm using, with not the best camera, we might not be able to see much, but hey ho. Let's give it a go. So I'll see if I can get a coffee. Cheers! And those of you who do watch my videos from time to time, if you could subscribe, I would be eternally grateful. And if you know any other idiots that might like watching my content, and if you know any other highly intelligent people with extremely good taste who may like perusing my videos, please share my channel with them. In advance, I thank thee. Gotta say, these carriages here, they do look to be in a bit of a state. Not criticising, obviously they're going to get exposed to the weather here, they're not undercover. But if anyone watching this, one of my 5 regular viewers, do know if there's an intention to do something with these carriages, and for those of you who collect railway plates or wagon plates, there's one there, presumably in situ. Is that where they go? I know there's a lot of people out there who collect railway signs. I'm here in Betws-Y-Coed on a Tuesday morning, and as you can see, it says shop there, but it's closed on Tuesdays. And by shop, I assume the chap means his whole railway museum. So looks like getting into St Michael's Church is a no-go. That's a shame. But there you go, when you go for these walks, like I always say, you take the rough with the smooth, the go with the no-go. So I'm going to end the video here, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, I'd like to thank you for watching. Do look after yourselves. And from me, it's over and out with a bye-bye.